in the men's discus final. 26-year-old Romanian, fourth at the Olympics last year, this man. Keen to get amongst the medals here and improve on that. And that looks pretty good. That's over 60 meters for Grazu. Failed to qualify for the final at the last World Championships, but has improved very well. The world's number 3 in 1993, Grazu, with a distance of 66.90. Arms aloft there, as you saw, so he's obviously very, very pleased with it indeed. They know, these men, as do all throwers, whether it's gone well the moment it leaves their hand. Look at that, he roars that one on. They don't have to really look at where it comes down. And that's just over the 65-metre line there by Grazu. 65.24, improves by some 3.5 metres on his first round throw. This is Lars Riedel, the reigning world champion. 56.24 in the first round, back in 11th place. The 26-year-old German struggling at the moment. He's had a very strong season, but he has a reputation for being very, very nervous and failing when it counts at the major championships. The only exception to that was in Tokyo when he won the gold. And that's enormous too. That's around 67 metres by the German. He failed to qualify in the Olympics last year. That was a staggering upset there, having been the world champion the previous year. He was injured, of course, throughout a lot of last season. But that could have sealed it for Lars Riedel very early on in the competition. Only his second round throw that. He knows it's good. Looks over towards his coach. There it is, 67.72. Well, if I tell you that the longest throw in the world this year is by Riedel himself, 68.42. Nobody else has gone as far as 67.42. Eric de Bruin was in second place, the Dutchman, and he unfortunately banned for 4 years for a positive drugs test just a couple of days ago. So he's not here, de Bruin, who might have been the biggest threat to the German. But he really hits it right there after a very poor first throw of 56. But that one, 67 metres plus for Riedel, could be the gold medal. It's definitely a medal, and he knows it.
Well, I think his only problems in the Olympics last year, Tim, really did stem from those injuries. He started to come good in Tokyo a couple of years ago, and he looks as if he might have clinched.
Roger Black and David Grindley, not trying to be too nationalistic here, but Black and Grindley, I think, would both have made that final and certainly have improved the times there throughout that final. There are quite a few absentees, really, from that 400 metres race, notably those two Europeans. This is 8.49 in the discus competition. Romas Ubartas, reigning Olympic champion, second in 1988, maintained that good form through the late 80s and took gold in Barcelona. Has the entire set, won the European Championships in 1986, only missing a world title. But really, the gauntlet is down now. He's got to throw, well, virtually a personal best, this man, who beat Riedel. And that's certainly not going to worry the German at all. Around 61 metres there by Ubartas, the Olympic champion. He has a best of 70.06. So, well, when he threw that, he was in excess of Riedel's by some 3 metres. Riedel's effort by some 3 metres. But this year, his best only 65.92. And that must have psyched him out a little, that 67-metre throw by the German. Didn't compete in the World Championships in 1991 because he wanted to compete for Lithuania, not for the CIS team.
Yes, he was a big favourite in Barcelona last year, Tim. I mean, that's the first Olympic gold medal for Lithuania in athletics. There's Jürgen Schultz, another of the great Germans, but he might be a bit past his best by now.
Well, Schultz, all the inspiration he needs, he's just seen from one of his teammates. 33 years old now, as you say, Pat. Little past his sell-by date. 74.08, though. He is the world record holder, this man. If anybody can rise to the occasion, it's him. Olympic champion in 1988. Second last year in the Olympic Games. And won the World Championships in 1987. He's flying third at the moment, and he's hit that one well. He knows it. And that one over 65 metres, coming to earth at around 66 metres there for Schultz. The German could well take gold and silver in this competition unless the rest of the world can get themselves into gear. He's a very big, very powerful man, is Schultz. Former East German. Won the 1990 European Championships. He's the reigning European champion. Reigning Olympic silver medalist. Look at that. Go on, he screams.
Well, this competition has really livened up, hasn't it, Tim, in the last 5 minutes? First we saw Grasso of Romania throw out over 65, then the defending champion take the lead, and there you see Schultz, Olympic champion in the past himself, world record holder, going to second place after Heike Drexler's gold medal of a couple of nights ago. It's looking very much odds on at the moment that the home crowd are going to have a lot to shout about tonight.
Well, and of course that women's heptathlon coming to its climax now with Sabina Braun challenging very, very strongly for gold against Jackie Joyner-Kersee, the world champion, and not the world champion, the Olympic champion and world record holder rather, in that event. That's Schultz. Had a lot of lower back problems in his career. Won every single title there is going now, but here throwing as well as ever at the age of 33. World record, of course, 74 metres, quite astonishing. 60 metres really considered the entry mark to world-class discus throwing. This is Nick Sweeney of Ireland, and that one, not a bad throw. 61 metres by the 25-year-old. His best is only 63.26. He did that this year. It's a new national record for Ireland. Coming close to it there, a couple of metres out off his best. But my goodness. 67 metres by Riedel a couple of minutes ago, and the rest of the field can only look on and wonder at the strength of these Germans.
Well, I don't think the crowd needed any livening up after that wonderful 400 metres men's final, Tim, and I think probably the only thing that could have done it was to see Germans go 1 and 2 in a field event. Very appreciative crowd of the field event disciplines, the Germans, unlike well, many other athletics crowds around the world who rely on middle distance running and long distance running to bring them to their feet. Nick Sweeney there, bringing a bit of class field eventing back to Ireland, and doing it with a bit of style too.
Yeah, 61.66 for him, putting him in 4th place, and he's pleased with it. Got some more throws to come. Really enjoying himself out there. It's good to see. Well, after round 2, that's how they lie. 67.72 by Riedel. Schultz, 66.12, still within shooting range of his teammates.
Well, that's Tony Washington starting off round 3 in the men's discus. Actually, I think we did a bit of a disservice to Nick Sweeney of Ireland. He's way up there in the rankings. He's actually lying 4th at the moment. That would be an extraordinary outcome if Sweeney could manage to creep into the medals. I mean, he'd have to do a personal best to do it. Fell there on that 3rd attempt for Tony Washington, lying back in 11th place. But fair play to Nick Sweeney. He's in front of a lot of men whom on paper are much, much better, much, much further than him.
This is Vasily Kapchuk of Belarus. 66 metres this year for the 26-year-old. 4th in the European Championships in 1990. 8th in the 1987 Worlds. Never competed in the Olympic Games, this man. In 6th place at the moment with 61.64. And that's around the same sort of distance there for Kapchuk. No, he's not pleased with it. And no wonder. 61 metres. He's some 4.5 metres short of what he's capable of. And if you think, remember, with Nick Sweeney, 61.66 is 4th. The thing's very, very close indeed. Difference between 4th and 6th, just 2 centimetres at the moment. I'm sure a lot more of those men will get up.
He was the CIS champion in '92. That's to say the Commonwealth of Independent States, which was a transitional stage from the Soviet Union to its constituent republics. Zinchenko lying 6th. This is his last throw. And again, that won't improve matters for him. He knows it. Crown there from the Ukrainian. Now, the Ukraine, of course, will be the second strongest nation, well, it already is, of the former Soviet states. The Russian Federation, of course, is huge. It was huge before the Soviet Union was formed. It has gone back to its original borders, which stretches from way over, beyond Japan and China, right to Moscow and the borders of Poland. Vladimir Sinchenko, just chatting to one of his former Soviet colleagues from the Ukraine, Kapchuk. So 6 for Sinchenko, 8 for Kapchuk. Lying in third place the last time we saw them, Kostel Grasu. Just the two Germans in front of him. Grasu's final throw of the competition. He didn't qualify for this championship a couple of years ago. But, and in fact, Grasu has slipped back to fourth place. That's exactly where he finished in the Olympic Games last year, the Romanian. His last attempt to get back in the medals. And I don't think so, and he knows that it's not so. Grasu was in the bronze medal position. Now has to give best. Finishes fourth yet again. The loneliest place in athletics, it's characterized. Just taking another look at the final throw of the discus competition for Kostel Grasu of Romania. And unless he is passed by one of the other contestants, he's going to finish exactly where he finished in Barcelona 12 months ago. That's to say fourth. Lars Riedel, defending world champion. .67.72 we saw Riedel throw to go into the lead about 10-15 minutes ago. His colleague Jürgen Schultz is lying second then. And this is the last throw of the competition to sew up the gold medal for a successful defense for Lars Riedel of Germany. And what an explosion it would be from this crowd in Stuttgart if Riedel could go even better on this final throw. Well, it's pretty big. It's well over 65 again. It looked round about 67.5, 68 metres. He did 67.72, remember, on his second throw. After that really tentative opening throw of 56.5 metres. Just got his name on the board. It didn't put a smile on his face. His second throw did, and he looks fairly confident of maintaining that position. Probably only Schultz can take it away from him now.
Well, just to confirm his superiority there, Pat, 67.34 by the German. Not quite up there with his second round mark, but he beats his nerves when it counts most of all. He defends his title successfully. Lars Riedel of Germany won in Tokyo 2 years ago. Disaster at the Olympics last year when he was struggling with injuries, failing to qualify for the final there. But how he's bounced back this year, and in front of the home crowd too. Absolute perfection.
Well, Heike Drexler, as we say, won the long jump gold medal a couple of nights ago. There's Lars Riedel putting the finishing touches to a fine discus competition from the point of view of the home crowd. Himself already the world champion from '91. Jürgen Schultz, his colleague, the former East German. He, Riedel, was already West German. Now a single nation, of course. Schultz moved into second place in that second round. But 10.61. And final attempt, and it's a very long one there. Shevchenko of Russia, 8th in the Olympic final last year, and suddenly Riedel is looking a bit apprehensive. Waiting for that mark to come up on the scoreboard. Dmitry Shevchenko, no, he shakes his head, 66.90. It's good enough, however, to keep him in second place. It was he who had got in between the two Germans. Schultz has got one more attempt to rectify matters, but for the time being, it's Riedel 1, Shevchenko 2. The German first, the Russian second. We're in the final stages of the discus competition, taking another look at that ultimate throw for the Russian Dmitry Shevchenko. He's certainly done a lot better than Tokyo 91 when he finished 7th. He's done a lot better than Barcelona 92 when he finished 8th. Well, all credit to the Russian, Pat. That's his best throwing of the season. He's been throwing around 62, 63, 64 metres all season. And here when the pressure was on, producing the goods, but really Lars Riedel supreme on the night. He's done well to split the German Shevchenko. Schultz, of course, was a difficult target as the world record holder in second place, but he's managed to do it. Well, the Olympic champion looking disconsolate as he goes to the circle there. 65.24, lying in 5th place, Romas Ubartas. Well, he's got to hoik it up yet again on his final throw to get amongst the medals. And no, he's short of the 65 metres line. At best, that went about 64, 20 or 30. He shakes his head. Hasn't been in great form this season, Pat. His best so far this year, only marginally further than we've seen him throw this evening. His best, really, only up there, 65.92 this year, and he's within some 70 centimetres of that. 63.98, well, in normal circumstances, those two last throws, very useful indeed, but tonight, nowhere near good enough. And there is the only man now who can upset the apple cart for his colleague and compatriot, Lars Riedel, who's leading. That is Jürgen Schultz. Won the Olympic title in Seoul 88. Look at that, giving the evil eye to the evil eye itself, the television camera. First in 88, second behind Ubartas in Barcelona last year. He's won this world title as well back in Rome in 1987. Finished 5th in the inaugural World Championships in 83. He was 6th in Tokyo. He's really dominated this discus event over the last decade, Jürgen Schultz. And this may be the final throw. Well, that's not going to change anything. He remains in 3rd position. Shevchenko in 2nd. Riedel in 1st. Nonetheless, a 1-2, a gold and a bronze for the Germans to go with Drexler's gold. And there is still Sabina Brown in the heptathlon, which finishes this evening. See if she too can add another medal to that collection for the home nation.